Hi, welcome everyone. I would like to share with you a little bit about my upcoming Circle of Being Somatic Shadow Work retreat. It's coming up at the end of July, and it will be focused primarily on the teachings and the practices that I love the most, that I combine in my own personal work as well as working with people. So this immersion will be a 3-day immersion, weekend immersion, and will be focused on the understanding and the application of the teachings of the fourth way, as they were introduced to us by G.I. Gurdjieff, Uspensky. Also, part of this retreat will be deepening into understanding and application of the non-duality teachings in the tradition of, I would say, Rupert Spira, Francis Lucille Jean Klein, The Direct Path, as well as you know me, I'm a somatic psychotherapist, and it is really impossible and not very wise to go very deep into lofty awakening teachings without actually having an eye on our personal suffering, traumas, psychological patterns, limiting beliefs, deficiency story. So that will be an important part of it, so that we do not bypass our human suffering, trying to reach some kind of special dimension. So all of these teachings and practices will be there present in the immersion, and it will be highly experiential, not too much theory. And yeah, so also this somatic, psychosomatic inquiry tools, this learning how to no longer resist and avoid our emotions, at the same time not to wallow in them, not to be sucked in them, but to simply witness and allow, see what they say. All of this is very important part of our work. But in order to do that, one needs to have a foundation of aware presence. You know, this acts as a stable platform through which we can allow and witness and feel a certain accumulation of our pain body and unpleasant sensation feelings. And in order to have this foundation of aware presence, here the fourth way teachings come very strong. Uh, yeah, like ongoing practices, and not just restricted to formal seated meditation, but practices that are meant to be applied in everyday life, in busy life, where we are observing ourselves, becoming conscious at every moment, as soon as we remember, conscious of what we are feeling, what we are sensing in the body, conscious of the outer world, conscious of the inner world. So these fourth way practices called self-observation, as well as fourth way practices called self-remembering, which are to be found in any mystical or non-dual traditions of self-remembering or remembrance of God. But God here is not some God out there, white guy with a long beard that is looking at everything. And we may meet in the afterlife if we are good boys and girls. It's not what I mean by God. God as being this ultimate reality, the creator, that which is aware, that out of which all matter is made of, and that out of which our body is made of, and that out of which everything is made of. So yeah, this self-remembering, witnessing, mindfulness practices, and starting to know our false imagined self better, our patterns, our chief core ego tendencies, all of this is meant to kind of shine the light of awareness on what we are not, the ego, and in this process, this will diminish, and then we de-identify from the mind-made sense of me, identification with the body, identification with the mind. So we de-identify and we fall back to what we really are, even if when we are asleep or dreaming or self-torturing ourselves, falling back as being this mysterious, aware being, the Tao, the presence, and all of these practices are meant actually not just some kind of spiritual self-masturbation, but they are meant towards transcending the illusion, which is tricky, and then to experience reality as it is, and to have an embodied sense of knowing our true self, and feeling and knowing God, basically, in his spirituality, which is not leading us there. It's some kind of questionable spirituality. And once again, I'm not talking about this God of religion, but the source, Great Spirit, which is within us and without us, within us and outside. So it's a lot of talking already, and so I invite you to my upcoming 3-day immersion, 2.5 days, the end of July, 26th, 27th, 28th. It will be in a small town outside of Nevada City, very peaceful, nice views on a lake, be residential. We have a nice house there where there's space, so you can sleep there until we fill the places, and otherwise you can get some Airbnb nearby in the town of Oregon House in the foothills of Northern California, or you can camp, or you can just come for the day. There's also the option to, if you don't live here and you're really interested, you can come online for 1 full day on Saturday. So the time will be spent in really experiential practices of various sorts. So silent, Zen style meditation, facing the lake, guided self-inquiry, guided meditation, non-dual meditation, or fourth way style practices. There will be small group shares, as well as somatic shadow work. There will be movement practices, somatic practices, yogic practices along the lines of breath work and standing qigong, shaking. All of these are meant to, they have multiple functions, these practices. They are meant to also dispel temporarily the monkey mind, at the same time evoke what's underneath it, certain kind of energies we are avoiding or hiding from, as well as allowing in the process of releasing pent-up accumulation of suffering, or at the same time deepening into, because as the mind is more clear and the body is more transparent, then it's much easier to experience the presence which we are, and thus truly self-remember, remembering the presence that we are, and be that knowingly. So all of these practices are meant for that. Of course, we are going to hang out. We are going to have some shadow work games. We are going to have some improv acting for the purposes of having fun consciously, as well as identifying and releasing more various patterns, universal patterns of the ego. And we'll have nice meals together. And that will be from Friday afternoon till Sunday afternoon. So if you are interested, see here to meet up. See here the link to meet up where you can sign up. It's really affordable. And reach out to me if you have any questions. And I'm really excited to do this. I'm bringing forth the most beloved practices and teachings, and even if you are not really deeply aware or very aware of the fourth way teachings of non-duality, however, this video makes sense to you, or you've been watching my YouTubes, you're free to come. To be very experiential, and we have limited seats, so it'll be probably somewhere like 12, 15 people. All right, everyone. Thank you. See you there. Ciao.